Hey guys, not too much going on tonight. I just thought I would take advantage of this warm spell we're having to reorganize my back porch. Yeah, believe it or not, this is more organized than it was before I started. My plan is to move the boxes and items and whatnot that I don't need, or I don't think I need to get at anytime soon, into the furthest recesses like back there. And move stuff that I plan on working on or need to get at, like tubes and stuff, up front. Now I know just as soon as I'm done, I'm going to need to get something out of that back corner, but let's hope not. While I was doing this, I uncovered one or two sets I don't know if I've shown you guys before because they were so hard to get at. Here's one of them. It's a Philco, I think it's a 1404 or 1403. I know one of them is much more common than this one. In fact, I'm not sure if I've ever seen this one before for sale, at least. It's one of the first sets I ever got. Unfortunately, it's in pretty rough shape. Cabinet's not too bad, just a stress crack here. Pitcher tube is 12LP4, tests fantastic. So my original thought was that I'd probably scrap the set and use this pitcher tube in one of my other sets. But I kind of have a hard time scrapping sets out, so maybe I will restore this. The major problem with it, though, is it's pretty chewed up on the back side. Like the cover's missing on the high voltage generator. And I don't know if the flyback's any good. Most of the tubes are gone. Actually, all the tubes are gone. Somebody tried to work on it, which is always a really bad sign. There's this electrolytic cap can just flopping around in here. And it looked a little bit ugly underneath. But, you know, I've seen worse. It can probably be saved. Here's the nice big pitcher tube with the warning. It is dangerous to service this pitcher tube. Refer such servicing to an authorized Philco television dealer. Well, I'm trying to find one of those today. This thing has a massive power transformer. It probably weighs a good 20 plus pounds just by itself, making this a very, very heavy set, which may account for the cabinet cracking. Next to that, I've got another Philco from the very same run. Another 12-inch set. This is in a blonde cabinet. I think the chassis is very, very similar. There was like a 1401 through 1404 or 1405 or something like that. This is one of the others. So as you can see, the channels are the same across the front. Just missing a couple of the outer knobs over here. So if I ever do work on these, I'll work on them at the same time. And down below that is one of the very early 16-inch rectangular sets. This is a Airline, which was Montgomery Ward's. Let's see that down here. It says Airline television, and that's the Montgomery Ward's emblem there. This set was actually partially working when I got it. It seemed to have sound and had just a horizontal line, no vertical. So it's probably not too hard to fix. And it's actually the same chassis, or very, very similar as my Sentinel 430. So someday. But these are less interesting than some of my other sets, so I kind of just stuck them away back here. Now this is one I really wanted to get at, because I want to work on this one soon, at least the chassis. This is a Motorola 12K2. I don't think I've really done a proper video on this because I just couldn't get at it. This is when I drove all the way to Cincinnati, Ohio to pick up. It was only 20 bucks on Craigslist, but I guess I'm going to take a day off of work and drive many hundreds of miles. I'm sure I far exceeded the value of this set in gas and time. Also, the cabinet is very, very rough. A lot of the trim is falling off and it's riddled with some type of insect damage. But I really like a challenge, and I kind of like the look of this set. So soon I'll pull this out and give you a proper tour of it. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about a bit was I live in, I guess you could call it Yuppieville. A lot of gentrification in this old neighborhood. A lot of people come and go. A lot of condos have been built and whatnot. And certain dates, like October 1st, is when a lot of people move. And when they move, they often leave a lot of stuff behind because it's expensive to move stuff. Maybe the truck was full and they didn't want to do a second trip. So I went out into the alley and looky what I found. Very nice, very, very nice office chair. Looks like it's barely been used. Still has the sticker on the handle here. It's not even dusty. Nice with some kind of fake leather seat. Nice backrest, very comfortable. So this is going in my office, and my chair, which is kind of getting beat up, is going out. So I'm going to head into my office because there's something else I want to ask you guys' opinion on, which is one of my LCD monitors. It's got a failing LCD backlight. I assume it's a CFL. I don't know how to service those. There's no obvious way to get the monitor open. I'm hoping maybe one of you guys has some thoughts on it. I'm in my office now, and here's my ratty old chair. As you can see, the armrests are falling apart, and this one is about to fall off. So I think that new chair will be a nice upgrade. And I'll put this one out in the alley, and maybe somebody can make use out of this. Amazing what you can find when you dig through your old stuff. But I digress. Here's the monitor in question. It's a Sigmaster 204B. I actually have two of these, and they both have the same problem. The other one is so bad I retired it from service about a year ago, but I still have it. So the problem is when I turn this on, it can take anywhere up to about 5 minutes for the backlight to actually kick in, and then it flickers really badly. Now I just had this on a little while ago, so it came up fairly quickly. I figure the problem's the same in both, is that they need a new CFL backlight. I looked a little bit around online and I didn't see a whole lot of service info. Actually, I didn't find any service info on this or replacement parts listed. I also don't see any way to get these open. Taking these screws off just removes this back support. There's no obvious way to get this apart other than to stick a screwdriver in there and start prying it apart. Since I have two that are both dying, I'm not, or I should say I'm willing to risk damaging one of them. But if I do get it open, I'm not sure if there are replacements available. I have seen some places selling a bunch of CFL tubes, but I don't know if any of those are appropriate for this. So, if any of you guys out there who are more maybe computer savvy than I am know of any tricks or tips on how to open these up and repair them, please let me know. I'm going to go back out on the porch and continue cleaning. That's all for now.